Looking for these better days.
It is Friday, March 13th. That's right, Friday the 13th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Streaks in basketball, one ending, one continuing, and we'll set the stage for all your action today and tonight. Mackenzie Rivers joins me on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel. And Mackenzie, let's start with the streak that extended to 127 last night, and that was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scoring 20 or more points for the 127th consecutive game. He finished with 35 points, going over his 30.5 points prop for the game. The Thunder defeated the Celtics 104-102, but might I add, the Thunder went under their team total.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out Boston Celtics system. This was possibly an NBA Finals preview. No Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown scored 34 points. What did you make of the performance overall? What are your thoughts on SGA with the streak? And is this, in fact, an NBA Finals preview?
I think it is. I think these are the teams that will be there in the finals. The Thunder, obviously, I've been saying are the best team in the league. Spurs have done literally nothing in the playoffs. They're the second best team in the league, so it seems like you got to give the edge to the veteran team, especially when they're better. The Celtics, I think, are a sneaky pick right now to go bet to win the East. I think talent-wise, Jason Tatum not being there. Jalen Williams, by the way, missed it for the Thunder. The Thunder's second best player, ostensibly. I don't think Jason Tatum is going to be the Celtics' second best player. I think he's shown already that he has, what he's always had, which is the best talent. I think this is a championship preview. This game, like all things Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't care what people are talking about, whether it's fouls, whether it's his outfits, whether it's whatever. And I really do care about what people are not talking about, which is the fact that he's shooting 60% in March. 60%, 31 points per game, very few turnovers. Like, he's playing better than ever, which is saying something because he's been playing like the best player in the league for a while now.
Yeah, he is the MVP. He's the MVP frontrunner. The market now up on FanDuel. Shai is minus 900 to be the MVP. So he's running away with that right now. As far as the NBA Finals, the Thunder are your favorite at plus 125, followed by the Spurs at plus 600 and the Celtics at plus 600. And this matchup, the Celtics versus the Thunder, is the favorite matchup in the Name the Finalist prop up on FanDuel, plus 390 for Celtics versus Thunder. Mackenzie. Cavs versus Thunder is the second favorite at plus 550. Would you like to guess what the third favorite is?
Let's see. So the question is it going to be Spurs Celtics or is it going to be Thunder and another East team? I want to say it's Thunder Pistons.
It is Thunder Knicks.
Oh, of course.
Thunder Knicks at plus 800.
The I-95 bias is strong.
And then Thunder Pistons at plus 900. And then it's Celtics Spurs at plus 1100. So those are your markets here. The Name the Finalist, the NBA Finalist market up on FanDuel. So 104-102 was the win last night for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Elsewhere in the matchup of the two Western Conference potential playoff foes, the Nuggets got the best of the Spurs, 136-131. Nikola Jokic with a triple-double. Ho-hum Mackenzie, just 31 points, 20 rebounds, and 12 boards. But can we celebrate this for the Nuggets when Victor Wembanyama did not play last night?
You can never poo-poo a loss. A win. You came back 17 plus in the fourth quarter. You did what you had to do on the road. Had they lost, and for most of the game it looks like they were going to lose, this would have been a really bad loss without Victor Wembanyama. Because these are kids. Stephen Castle goes for 30 and 11 on you. These are exactly the kind of games that veteran teams should, especially when you're behind a team in the standings, find a way to do, and that's what they did.
All right. Okay.
You can't complain about a loss. Did they cover? Yes. So they beat expectations.
So you're right. Take your wins when you can get them and celebrate your wins. So if you're the Nuggets, celebrate your win. It's an important one for Wemby now, Mackenzie. He can only afford 2 more games to miss before being ineligible for regular season awards. So anybody hanging on to that Wemby Defensive Player of the Year award future, or any other future bets regarding?
And they say
Victor
there's no
Wembanyama?
drama down the stretch of the NBA regular season. Every single game. Will Victor suit up? Wow, what a barn burner. He's still minus 1250. Man, I wish there was a no. I feel like there's more than an 8-1 shot that he's going to miss 3 games.
Okay, so would you bet Chet Holmgren at plus 850 or Rudy Gobert at 50-1?
That's interesting. So Chet's definitely going to make it, right? He hasn't missed that many games. I feel like it's definitely not Rudy Gobert. I mean, if anything, I've heard more talk about how he's fallen off defensively. So yeah, you know what? I think it's worth a flyer simply because he can miss 3 games. Therefore, process of elimination, it would be Chet Holmgren at this point.
Okay, or maybe worth a plus 850 flyer there on Chet Holmgren to be the defensive player of the year. Elsewhere in last night's NBA results, the tanking fade the tanking teams parlay comes through. I think it's Gil Alexander on VSiN called it the Tankapalooza parlays. I heard Stormy and JVT were talking about it yesterday, where it was even money if you did the 4-leg parlay, and it won.
Even money winners are nice. We'll take them.
Yeah, it was Pistons over the Sixers, Suns over the Pacers, Hawks over the Nets, and Lakers over the Bulls. Like they all 4-1 against, and the Bulls aren't really a tanking team.
Right. I would say the Sixers. Yeah. I mean, they were a tanking talent-wise roster entering that game.
Yes.
But it's a different situation when you'd still like to win.
Yeah, they're not trying to lose, but they had a bunch of G League players, going up against the Detroit Pistons. So let's take a look at the schedule for tonight in the association. The aforementioned Pistons are 15.5-point home favorites against the Grizzlies. So you could put them in your parlays. The Knicks take on the tanking Pacers. New York, an 11.5-point favorite. Actually, now, looking at FanDuel, Mackenzie, the Knicks are now up to 12-point favorites over the Indiana Pacers. How about that? Elsewhere, you got the Suns at the Raptors. Toronto, a 4-point favorite. The Cavs visit the Mavericks. Cleveland, a 12-point favorite. The Pelicans take on the Rockets in Houston. Houston laying 7 at home. The Jazz are at the Blazers. Portland, a 14-point favorite. Timberwolves at the Warriors. Minnesota, a 6-point favorite. And the Bulls with the LA double dip are at the Clippers. LA minus 12.5. The NBA gave us 2 great games. Well, one really to watch last night because Wemby didn't play. Obviously, if Wemby played, we would have been more focused on that Denver game. But the NBA gave us a great game to watch last night with the potential NBA Finals preview. And then tonight, the NBA just said, go watch Team USA take on Canada in the World Baseball Classic.
Very considerate of Adam Silver and the boys. Fun thing to root for and watch. I think Knicks Pacers has overwritten all over it. 227.5 is way too low. And of course, you could parlay that with the favorite. The Knicks have a little bit of playoff revenge still on their mind.
Okay. All right. Let's talk college basketball, Mackenzie, where we had some finishes last night. Number 1 Duke, dealing with injuries, pushed to the brink against unranked Florida State. They trailed at the half 44-43. They come up with the 80-79 win. They were, 16-point favorites in this game and just had to battle and scratch and claw. Even if they lost, they would still be a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. So it's not like it affected their seeding in any which way, but as 17-point favorites to escape with a 1-point victory, my goodness. So Duke holds on there. Elsewhere, system play came through for us, Mackenzie, and that was the unranked favorite in Clemson.
That starts at 12:05 Mountain.
Yeah,
right?
No, well, we'll get to those. But despite Clemson, Mackenzie, blowing, what was it, an 18-point lead at one point, they hold on to beat number 19 North Carolina 80-79. And yes, Clemson had an 18-point lead that they almost blew in this game. But what sticks out now about that win, we talked about it on the pod before when we were talking about these systems. Whenever you have an unranked conference opponent in the conference tournament game, neutral site, the unranked favorite over a ranked opponent, it is now 6-0 straight up and ATS going back to 2021. So it's a tried and true system when there's an unranked team that is the favorite in the conference tournament over the ranked opponent,
Yep.
that's the side you want to be on.
And it makes sense here where the North Carolina is so banged up. Are they the 19th best team, or is that just where, or 19th ranked team? That's just where they wound up, after their year of up and downs. But I don't think talent-wise they're as good as their record or place in the standings.
So all-time history of the database, whenever you have this situation, so you are an unranked team and your opponent is ranked in the top 25 and you are the favorite on the neutral site, right? Whenever that has happened in the history of the database, it is now 9-2 straight up in ATS. That's going back to 2012. But I mentioned the 5-0. It's actually going back years. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight wins for those unranked teams. That goes back to 2018. So something to keep an eye on there. Elsewhere, yesterday, I mentioned one streak in the cold open ended. That was the winning streak for number 20 Miami of Ohio. The undefeated season is no more, as the Red Hawks were upset in the quarterfinal of the MAC tournament, 87-83. And now the question is, will Miami of Ohio still get into the NCAA tournament? The latest bracketology, Joe Lunardi has them as one of the last 4 byes, meaning that they are not even in the first 4 in Dayton in the play-in round. They are actually in the NCAA tournament, which is where they should be. Like, we've made this argument before. If you're going to leave out a team that went 31-0 in the regular season just because they lost in their first conference, tournament game, then what's the point of the regular season? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. They're 90th in KenPom, so you could argue there are 64 teams ahead of them. But nobody else went 31-0. Not this year, not last year, not since Gonzaga did it when they were supposedly the best team ever. It just seems like a simple decision. Like, how many stories in college basketball does the average fan know about? This is one of them. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the tournament. Like, obviously they're going to be in. At least that's, my television broadcast hat on. Way to look at it.
And how about, listen, if you want to get ratings on those first 4 games in Dayton, why not put them in? Put them in that first 4. Let them play. Then you get that Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Miami of Ohio, can they rebound from their loss there in the conference tournament there? We'll see. We did have an upset in the top 25. Miami was a short, 1.5 to 2 point dog. They beat Louisville, number 24, outright, 78-73. Let's take a look at the schedule for today in the top 25 with conference tournaments continuing, and let's see if there are any system plays on your schedule for tonight. Number 3, Michigan in the quarterfinal of the Big Ten tournament will take on Ohio State, and right now up on FanDuel, Michigan is a 12.5-point favorite in that game. Number 4, Florida takes on Kentucky in the SEC. Florida, a 10.5-point favorite. Number 9, Illinois, a 8.5-point favorite over number 23, Wisconsin. You have number 22, Vanderbilt, taking on number 25, Tennessee. Vandy, a 1.5-point favorite. Number 13, St. John's, 7.5-point favorite over Seton Hall. In the Big Ten, Mackenzie, we have another system. Number 18, Purdue, is a 3.5-point favorite over number 11, Nebraska, quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament. And since the start of the 2021 season, conference tournaments, neutral sites, when the lower ranked team with the worser number, right? The worst number, the higher number, 18 here, is a favorite over the lower ranked team, in this case, number 11. It's rare that it's happened, but those teams are, since the start of the 2021 season, 4-2, both straight up in ATS. Now, what's interesting about those games, the 6 games, Mackenzie, 5-1 to the under.
But what time? What's the start time? If it's 12 o'clock,
no, this is not. Yeah, this isn't an early start time. So we might have to go with this one. We might have to go with Purdue minus 3.5 and under 142.5 as the correlated play. Elsewhere, number 2, Arizona, a 4.5-point favorite over number 7, Iowa State. Number 10, Virginia, laying 3.5 against Miami. Number 15, Alabama, 9.5-point favorites over Ole Miss. Number 6, UConn, 13.5-point favorites over Georgetown. Number 8, Michigan State, 5.5-point favorites over UCLA. Number 1, Duke, laying 11.5 over Clemson here. After Duke suffers that scare yesterday. Do you think this is a time to back them?
The next day, I wouldn't be especially anxious to back them because however extra motivated they are, they don't have that time to like recharge. So they had the mental and physical energy of coming back and surviving. I don't think that sets them up great for the next game.
Here's what I'm going to look up, okay?
All right.
I'm going to look up if you were a 15-point favorite or greater, and Duke was a 17-point favorite,
yep,
and you won your game, but you won your game by a margin of 3 or less, okay?
Yep.
And then in the next game, you are a double-digit favorite.
Great query. Very specific.
Okay. Straight up, you are 51-5 in the history of the database.
I mean, that's pretty good. Well, I mean, you're a 10-point favorite, but okay, all right, I'm listening.
Against the spread, 22-31-3.
Terrible. So my prediction is right. Back of the napkin wins again.
Let's shorten this here. What if we do? Let's shorten this to the 2021 season after, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Never lost.
Since the start of the 2021 season, you're a 15-point favorite or greater, but you win that game by a margin of 3 or less. In this case, Duke qualifies because they only won the game by 1.
And this is any time of year, just any game like this.
Any game, any time of year. And in your next game, you are a 10-point favorite or greater, and Duke is an 11.5-point favorite. Those teams are 24-4 straight up, 7-20-1 against the spread.
7-20 is a pretty good run. That's a lot of signal in that noise, I think.
That's 75% ATS on the dog.
Exactly. I didn't even know that, but I knew that.
I mean, is Clemson an auto play?
Yes, I think we play Clemson. And by the way, bold prediction: Iowa State beats Arizona, and Arizona wins the national championship. Parlay that together.
Whoa.
They're going to get extra rest. They're going to get extra rest by going out early now, but they're the healthiest, best team in the league. They're going to win it all. You heard it here first.
Now you're getting just way ahead of yourself on this.
Why even watch the tournament? I just gave you the blueprint. I gave you the back of the envelope.
So I just tried to isolate this, like in the history of the database. Like I wanted to see if like this happened in a tournament.
Yeah, just look at March.
Well, what I just did was I did if your site is neutral.
That's a good.
And your previous site was neutral as well.
That's a good filter.
It's never happened.
Never lost. Never happened. Yeah. Never lost.
So the only 2 games, it's only happened 3 times in the month of March. March 2017, looks like Middle Tennessee. They won
but
their
didn't
game
cover?
And covered.
Oh,
they covered.
Okay.
UVM.
How could we forget?
In 2022. I guess is that Vermont?
I think so.
They won and did not cover, and then again Vermont against New Hampshire, 2024. They won but did not cover.
That's a 67% trend just in March. I like it.
Just in March alone. Clemson is the play. Elsewhere, number 5, Houston, a 5.5-point favorite over number 14, Kansas, and number 17, Arkansas, laying 6.5 against Oklahoma. That's your top 25 college basketball action for conference tournaments that continue here on Friday. Let's get to the World Baseball Classic and some NFL news as well. Talk about the schedule in the NHL next. We have made the quarterfinal round of the World Baseball Classic, Mackenzie. 2 games on your bracket schedule for today. Korea takes on the Dominican Republic, and the United States versus Canada. That's right. We are all pumped up waiting for the rematch between the United States and Canada. You know, Jack Hughes, who scored the golden goal for Team USA in the men's ice hockey tournament in the Olympics, actually gave a little pep talk to the U.S. baseball team getting ready for this one.
What did he say? Like, the trick to beating Canada is playing better than them at the sport that you are playing. What?
Yeah.
How does he give advice?
Exactly.
What is he talking about?
So Dominican Republic is a 4.5 favorite on the run line against Korea. Total in that game is 10.5 up on FanDuel. The United States also 4.5 favorites on the run line. total of 9.5 between the USA and Canada. So, if we look at
Are there props? I feel like there's going to be strikeouts in this game. The U.S. players are going to have so much pride trying to swing, for the fences. Same thing with Canada trying to save their dignity. I'd like to bet over on strikeouts in this game.
Okay.
Aaron Judge is going to strike out twice at least and hit a home run.
Let's see. Canada actually beat the United States in the 2006 World Baseball Classic. All right. Up on Wikipedia, it says some commenters called it "Miracle on Dirt." Very clever.
Maybe the guy that edited Wikipedia called it that, but I'm not sure if anyone ever called it that.
Exactly. The U.S. beat Canada in the 2009 World Baseball Classic, the 2013 World Baseball Classic, the 2017 World Baseball Classic by a score of 8-0, by the way, and then in the 2023 World Baseball Classic by a score of 12-1. And so they will match up again here tonight with the U.S. again laying 4.5 runs. And then coming up tomorrow,
you can bet Logan Webb strikeouts. I see on FanDuel. So give me +6 plus strikeouts plus 128.
All right, Mackenzie, going for the strikeouts.
Bets on this in this pod.
There you have it. And then coming up tomorrow, Puerto Rico against Italy, where it's like -118 in favor of Puerto Rico. Italy's like even money or so. And then Venezuela and Japan, where Japan is a 1.5 favorite on the run line, -170 on the money line. So cheap price for Japan, but again, they have not looked great here in this tournament. They really have not. Let's take a look at the schedule on the ice tonight. Only 2 games. So let's take a look at this schedule of the NHL. 2 games on Wednesday, 14 on Thursday, 2 games on Friday. Boy, we're really cooking here. Kings are at the Islanders, where the Islanders are -148. Oilers visit the Blues, and Edmonton -155. Only 2 games tonight.
Are they very superstitious in Canada? They don't want to play on Friday the 13th? What's going on?
I don't know what it is.
14-2.
It's a massive schedule coming up on tomorrow, so we'll keep an eye on everything. Let's talk about the latest NFL news. No surprise, Kyler Murray does sign with the Minnesota Vikings. And guess what, Mackenzie? The market reacts immediately. The Vikings win total after the Kyler Murray signing went from 8.5 wins to 8.5 wins.
It's on it. I mean, it's the collective wisdom of $1 billion bet on these markets. Not really. It's just like literally some intern at FanDuel just put them up and they give $100 limits. But 8.5's the number. I think that's a lot of respect for Kevin O'Connell. I don't think Kyler Murray's an upgrade or a downgrade, and neither does the market. Because before they got him, maybe J.J. McCarthy would be good. Maybe there'd be another free agent signing. So I think it was about as well as they could do. I do think he starts, though, week 1.
Okay. And how about your 49ers? Dre Greenlaw is back. A 1-year, $7.5 million deal as they get good news because Bryce Huff, who is only 28 years old, actually retired yesterday. So Bryce Huff is retiring, but Dre Greenlaw returns to the 49ers. You happy to have him back?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe our second most important defensive player from like 2019 to 2024, in which we made 2 Super Bowls and 4 conference championships. I'm surprised to see on FanDuel, at least, the win total is 9.5 still, 10.5 in some other places. But that would be the lowest it has been in recent Niner history. And I feel like I'm more optimistic than I have been in recent years. With Dre Greenlaw back, everybody back, with Mike Evans, I'm feeling good about this year.
All right, Mackenzie. All right. Niners never lost.
Never lost.
All right, guys. That'll wrap up this
Except
episode.
for in the Super Bowl once or twice. I don't remember.
Yeah. As a reminder, make sure you head to BetterDay.com, the new and improved BetterDay.com. Become a Better Day Insider or Premium member. Take advantage of all the tools and resources we have available for you, including our NBA Game Center, powered by our friends over at Dunks and Threes, which includes some estimated plus-minus projections on player props. It gives you the best odds depending on the sports book. We compare FanDuel to DraftKings to Caesars to MGM. We even have ProfitX in there in our live odds board, which is free. You can go click on the live odds page up on BetterDay.com and get free live odds, derivative markets as well. But in our NBA Game Center exclusively for members, we give you the prop edges along with which book you can get the best number at. So just truly innovative stuff right there for you up on betterday.com. We can't wait for Major League Baseball season, which will have some announcements next week on new contributors to betterday.com, new podcast episodes coming, content as well, databases galore. This is the time that we are ready to just blow up here on Better Day. Now, next week, some programming alerts. Selection Sunday is this Sunday. We will have our bracket process play out next week. Okay, now what do I mean by bracket process? Well, this is what we do. On Sunday night, as soon as the bracket comes out, Mackenzie Rivers and I, up on Better Day, on this podcast, we will fill out our gut bracket. Now, what does that gut bracket mean? That means no analysis, no stats, no deep dive, no research. All we do is fill out the gut bracket.
No losses.
That's it. We look at it.
64-0.
We look at it. We don't even think twice about it. We look at a game. We pick a team. We move on. When we are done filling out that gut bracket, which we will do live on the podcast, we fold up that piece of paper. We put it in the drawer, and we don't look at it again until before Thursday.
You'll write it. We'll do it live.
Yes. Now, what we'll do then is on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, we will spend that time talking with college basketball experts. We will be doing all the research. We'll be breaking down the numbers. We will be analyzing every game from a spread perspective, power rankings, all that, projections, all that stuff, the model and everything. And then we will fill out our analytical, smart bracket, whatever you want to call it. And then on Thursday morning's show, so this is Wednesday night recording, airing Thursday morning. The first game is not going to be until, noon Eastern time, right? So the podcast is going to be out at 6 a.m. Eastern time.
Right.
We will take our gut bracket that we filled out Sunday night. We will take our analytical, smart bracket or whatever that we filled out on Wednesday, and then we will compare the two to come up with our final bracket, which will be emailed out in our newsletter on Thursday morning, right before the first round of the NCAA tournament. So there you have it.
Who do you think does better right now? This is your gut blink test. The analytical bracket or the gut test bracket?
I can tell you, because this is my process that I've been doing forever, and I would say that the gut bracket has a better long-term record. So let's say over the last, I'd have to go back every single year, but it's like, if I had to just go off the top of my head remembering, I'd say in the last 5 years, it's probably 4-1 to the gut bracket.
Okay.
Like, I think the gut bracket has pretty much done a lot better, because sometimes they always say, like, go with your gut, right? But there's times where it's like, I've been following these teams. We're betting these teams. I know who they are, and I fill it out, and I don't think twice about it. And then it's sometimes, what do they say? Paralysis by analysis,
Definitely.
Right? And
you can't bet this
overthink
team
things.
because did you know that their point guard since February has 4 turnovers per game?
Exactly. And then you get into the whole, 12 always beats a 5. And then you get into the whole, no team has ever, made the Elite Eight without making it to the championship of their conference tournament. So you got to, all these trends and shit just get in my head, and then I screw things up. And then it turns out in the end, I was like, oh, wow, Obama and I were right, North Carolina.
I remember that year, yeah.
Yeah. So we will have
number
fun
one
with
seed.
The brackets.
Who would have guessed?
We will have fun. We will have fun with the bracket. The ceiling is the roof, right? We will have fun with the brackets next week, and we'll have some exclusive stuff for Better Day Insider and Premium members. We'll do a special live stream for Better Day Premium members on Monday, our first look at the brackets, and then we were actually going to do a live stream for everybody, meaning like we'll publish it on like Twitter, YouTube, and stuff like that, where we'll go through the brackets and have some fun analysis. So it's going to be a really, really fun week. Bracket week next week. It is upon us. Make sure you follow us on social media as well. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.